Okay, you guys, I figured today we would just move and get right into it. So I hope you're ready. Thank you for coming. And let's start in child's pose. So quite a few of you, which makes me so happy, are making this part of your schedule and routine. And if you've joined my last couple of classes, here's your reminder to set your practice by following the sutra. Now begins your practice of yoga. Begin by dropping into the now. Do this by feeling the weight of your body, feeling the texture of your mat. By opening your ears up to all the sounds of the room that you're practicing in and the sound of my voice. Expand your listening to include your own breath. And see if for just a few moments here in your child's pose, you can concentrate on taking deep inhales and exhales in and out your nose. 4 counts in and 4 counts out. The second sutra, yoga calms the fluctuations of the mind. We do so by adding in focus. Count 4, inhale. Slow down your count for 4, exhale. One more breath, 4 in. 4 out. On your next inhale, rise up into a tabletop position. Stretch your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. With an exhale, reach your right arm underneath your left. Keep your chest lifted. Inhale, right arm reaches all the way up. Squeeze your shoulder blades to spine. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach through your fingers until you feel your shoulder pull away from your spine. One more time, big breath in, stretch your chest open. Exhale, twist, and this time sit back into your child's pose as you maintain the twist. Ground your shoulder and your temple, and then extend your left arm forward towards the front of your mat. Take a few big breaths here. Counting 4 counts, inhale, and watching your breath expand and meet the sensation of a stretch through the right shoulder. Slide your left hand back. On your next inhale, lift up to tabletop, right arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, place your right hand down on the ground. Inhale, your left arm stretches up. Keep pushing through the right palm. Exhale, just create the twist through your upper back. Inhale, open up your chest. Strengthen your right fingertips. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath you. And one more time, big breath to open your collarbones. Exhale, twist. Keep twisting as you sit back, hips to heels, and anchor your shoulder and your temple. Then lengthen your right fingertips forward until you feel your shoulder blade lift up towards your ears and the side waist gets long. Calm the fluctuations of the mind by dropping into a count of your breath. Slide your right hand back in front of your face to help you lift. Tabletop, left hand to the ceiling, breathe in. Exhale, place your left hand down on the ground and extend your legs out into plank pose. Circle your shoulders around your wrist. Wake up the base knuckles of your fingers, wake up your fingertips, reverse the circles. See if you can go really far forward, creating a lot of flexion in the wrists, and hold yourself stable as you bring your shoulders behind your wrists. Shift forward into a neutral high plank, strengthen up your legs. Exhale, slowly lower for 3, 2, belly touches down. Inhale, baby cobra, curl up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra, keep the back of your neck long. And lower. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Push up to your knees. Drop back to downward facing dog. Lengthen out your stance in downward facing dog so that your heels hover just a small space above your mat. Paddle push your heels as you bend either knee. As you do, strengthen up your shoulder flexion by pushing the earth away from the strength of your palms and your fingers. Squeeze your forearms into the midline. That'll help support the strength of your elbow and also the base knuckle of your thumb and your pointer finger. Can you maintain the forearm squeezing in as you roll the heads of your shoulders away from your ears, feeling your shoulder blades broaden and your lats engage. Stretch your right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee and open up your right hip. Look under your left armpit. Curl your heel towards your glute until maybe you see your big toe. Keep opening up to do so. Push strong through the arms until you feel it in your shoulders. Take one more breath. Release your right foot down in line with your left. Inhale your left leg all the way up. Peel your hip open. And then tighten up behind your knee, engage your hamstring, and look under your right armpit. Make sure the left elbow stays straight. Hug your forearms together. And then rotate by pushing your right glute. Take one more breath. Untwist. Place your left foot down in line with your right. Slightly shorten your stance. Grab your left ankle with your right hand. Again, shoulder strength as you push now just through the left arm. Keep squeezing your left forearm into the midline. And then from the pit of your belly and upper back, you twist. Release your right hand to the ground. Switch sides. Left hand grabs your right shin, ankle, around your knee, wherever you can grab. Push the earth away with your right hand. Again, so you're not just collapsing your chest towards your thigh, but you're pushing away until you feel your shoulder rise up towards your ear. Then make space by rolling it away from your ear as you twist. So the outside of your body, the outside of your right ribs and armpit should feel strong. Release. Bring your left hand to the ground. Lift your heels up high. Take 10 steps to come forward. 9, 8. Keep pushing your hands down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Separate your feet out hip distance. Interlace your fingers behind your head. And allow the weight of your hands and arms to just pull some traction into your cervical spine. Move within the posture, refine it to be curious about what sort of sensations you can provoke. But then steady the mind with the count and the breath. One more 4 count inhale. 4 count exhale. Release your hands. Slowly roll up for 3, 2, and 1. Big breath. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Mountain pose. Push from your hips to your feet down. Lengthen through your side waists. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. Inhale, mountain pose, lift tall. Exhale, dive forward, strengthen up your legs as you do. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take one deep breath in. As you exhale, look to the top of your mat, bend your knees and step your feet to your hands. Lift halfway, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Rise up mountain, inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana, keep pushing your hands down as you bend your elbows. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breath in. Slow breath out. Step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold. Mountain. Exhale, fold. Lift and lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Breathe into up dog. Breath out, downward facing. One inhale. Empty out as you look forward. Step feet to hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Mountain pose, breathe in. Sit back and down to chair pose. Wrap your inner thighs together so much so that your tailbone curls back. And then lift up from the pit of your belly so you can lengthen your low back. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Shift weight into your right foot and squeeze your right shin towards your left shin. Find that sense of midline as you extend your left leg to airplane pose. Reach it back. Arms back, wake up through your fingers, wake up your toes. Keep your right shin and your left shin squeezing into that sense of midline and then engage both of your quads. Keep squeezing the quad up as you tip your upper body forward. Lift your left heel from the strength of your left glute. Bend your right knee. Float back, crescent warrior, big inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Lower your left knee down to low lunge. Pull your upper arm bones back behind your ears as you wrap your inner thighs together to lift up tall through the midline. With an exhale, send your arms back, straighten out your right leg and flex your toes towards your face, chest towards your toes, half split with no hands. Keep curling your toes towards your face. If you can't balance here, use your hands to find the balance, but reach them back so it feels like you're extending your chest forward. If you're floating, engage your shoulder blades, lengthen the back of your neck. Take one more deep breath. Bend into your front knee, lift your left knee and your arms, crescent warrior, inhale. Hold the air between your palms, hinge forward. Warrior 3, lift your left heel. Level out your heel and your head and your fingers one straight line and then reach forward, kick back. Land with both feet together, knees bend, chair pose, inhale. Hands to your heart. Shift weight into your left foot. Squeeze your shins together for a moment. Wrap the inner thighs together so you have this strong sense of midline and you can maintain it as you pull your right leg back and arms back. Keep hugging into the midline. Strengthen this left quad all the way so you feel the support around your hip as you deepen its flexion. Gaze is down so the back of your neck is long and then breathe. Reach through your fingers and your toes, lengthen the back of your neck. Keep pushing your left foot down. One more breath. Bend your left knee, float back to crescent warrior. Arms reach up, breathe in. Exhale, release your right knee down to the ground. Lower your hips so you get that deep stretch in the right hip flexor and then internally rotate so there's a slight sense of lifting up. Internally rotate the thighs, Lift from the pit of your belly. Reach your biceps back in line with your ears. And then slowly sweep your hands down and back. Your right foot is flexed for more stability. Straighten out your left leg, but at the same time, you're reaching your chest forward as the hip goes back. So you're creating this counterbalance. Create a softness behind your left knee, but strong through your left quad, like it was pulling your chest towards it to create even more length of the back body. Steady gaze will help you balance. Steady breath will help you balance. One more breath. Lengthen your spine, get a little bit longer through your left side waist. And then bend into your left knee. Lift your right knee off the mat. Arms come all the way up. Push through your feet for stability. Keep your arms above your head as you hinge forward. Lift your right leg up off of the ground. Strong legs as you push into the floor and air. Tuck your chin slightly and lift the back of your head up so you feel your neck strengthens as well. One more breath. Land, feet together, bend your knees, sit low into the burning of your thighs. Sit your hips low. Lift your chest up from the pit of your belly. Lift your heels up high and slowly lower hips to heels for 3, 2, hips to heels, hands to heart. Drop your knees slightly forward as you bring your chest back, tall spine. Squeeze everything into the midline as hard as you possibly can, and notice that that work through the foundation to create stability helps to bring ease to the rest of the body. Take 3 more breaths. Open the ankles, 1 more breath. Stretch your arms up. Can you stay on your tippy toes and come back to heels, lifted chair pose? Rise all the way to chair. Lower your heels and dive forward over straight legs. Separate your feet out wide. Stand on your palms, gorilla. Lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, firm up your legs, tip your hips forward and fold over them. Take a 4-count breath in. A 4-count breath out. Release your hands. Bring your feet together. Roll up slowly for 3. All the way to standing 2. Head floats up last. Arms stretch up towards the ceiling. Reach up, reach back to open the front body. And then sit back and down into chair once again. Hands together at your heart center. Shift weight into your right foot. Extend your arm and your leg back to airplane pose. Bend into your right knee, float back to crescent. Take a big breath in, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Warrior 2, open your hips, open your arms and bring your right heel to intersect your left arch. Straighten out your right leg, flex your toes towards your face. Sit low into Skandasana. Your left knee will bend. Sometimes reaching forward helps to maintain the balance. You can also bring hands to the floor. Now can you push into your left foot to sweep back up, hips stay low, warrior 2. Stack your head on top of your hips. Again, reach forward, straighten out your right leg, flex your toes. Push through your left foot as you bend your left knee so there's stability and energy in the leg. And then warrior 2, bend into your front knee, sweep your arms open, chest open, reverse your warrior, full breath. Sink a little lower into your front knee and lengthen through your right elbow. Warrior 2. Last time Skandasana. See if you can do it with no hands if you didn't before. Sink low and then hold. Pull your right toes towards your face. Extend your left fingertips towards the floor. Stretch your right bicep over your ear. Lengthen once again the right side waist. Imagine that flexion in your right hip is getting heavier towards the floor, and your fingertips are pulling your ribs away from that crease of your hip. Hands together at your heart center. You're going to twist to the back of your mat. Right hand comes down, right heel swivels up to the ceiling. Rotate your left arm up into a low lunge. Stay strong in your right leg. Pull your belly in. Rise up into a twisted crescent. Wrap your left hand behind your back. Reverse your twisted crescent. Big breath in, lengthen through your fingertips. And then windmill your right hand down to the ground. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Twisting half moon holds. Pull your belly in, lengthen your head. I'm not even sure if you can see it on the video anymore. And what traveled real far back, but lengthen your head away from your hips. Squeeze your thigh bones into the hip sockets. Take one more breath. Land with both feet together at the top of your mat. Chair pose, sit your hips low. Rise all the way up to stand. Push through your feet. Pull your upper body back into a slight upper back bend. Stay strong through your legs. Keep lifting from the pit of your belly to lengthen your spine. And then wrap your thighs internally as you sit back and down into chair so that your tailbone is flipping back. Hands together at your heart center. Shift weight into your left foot. Extend your right leg back, airplane pose. Hold strong in your airplane pose. Strong through your left leg and your upper back. Bend into your front knee. Float back to crescent. Sweep your arms all the way up. Big breath in. Warrior two. Open your back foot so it's parallel to the back of your mat. Left heel intersects your right arch. Reach through your fingers. And then extend your arms straight out in front of you. Straighten your left leg. Flex your left toes. Skandasana. Sit low into your right hip. Push through your right foot. Swim the air open. Lift your chest. Again, reach forward. Maybe these first couple times you use your hands to help you balance. You might not go all the way down low. That's okay. And then push through your feet. Strong legs hip low. Warrior two. This time hold and reverse your warrior. Feel the connection between the left hip flexion, reaching down, left side waist lengthening up. Warrior two. Skandasana, reach forward, bend your right knee. Sit low. Hands together at your heart center. Maybe just one if you really need the help balancing, but you want to try on like a little bit more of a challenge. One hand to your heart. Or you can stretch your right arm out and use your upper arm to help open your knee. Lift your left arm to the ceiling and then lateral side bend up and over your head. Flex your left toes, strengthen your left quad, and use the strength of your quad to push your left sit bone to the floor. Equal energy in an opposite direction. Lift through the ribs, through your elbow and your fingers. Take a big breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn to the front of your mat, twisting low lunge. A little bit of foot finesse here. Rotate right foot straight forward, left heel lifts. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Stay strong in your foundation. Everything that's touching the ground, push it down into the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together, and from your belly, can you lift yourself up into a twisting crescent? Wrap your right hand behind your back and reverse your crescent. Lift up tall first. Stay long in your right side waist as you go back. Bicep maybe passes your ear. Place your left hand down, twisting half moon. Float your left leg and your right arm up. Squeeze your shins into the midline. Suck your left thigh bone into the hip socket from the strength of your left obliques and those deep hip muscles. As your left side body shortens as it contracts and gets stronger, can you lengthen your right side waist? Pulling your right hip back, lengthen your right side waist forward. Land with both feet together, bend your knees. Chair pose, sit low, arms high. Rise all the way up to mountain pose. Pull your arms back. Big heart opening. And then place one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. Close your eyes. Allow the heightened sense of breath, of heartbeat, of temperature, all be there to facilitate you being aware that you have landed in this moment. And then from the present, we can calm the fluctuations of the mind. Take about 3 rounds of 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. Count a little slower, lengthen your breath. One more time, can you count your breath and feel your breath as you take an inhale and exhale? Open your eyes. Sit back and down into chair pose. Pull your left knee up towards your chest. Stand up tall. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and sit back down into a figure 4 chair. Pull the weight back into your heel and push your heel down. You'll feel much more grounded there if you pull your knee back and then instead of hinging the weight forward into a deep ankle flexion. Draw back like you're sitting back, hands to your hearts. Hinge your chest forward. Create equal opposite energy. Your hips go back. Your head goes forward with the same amount of strength in opposite directions. Gaze is at the floor. Keep pushing your right foot down, especially that right big toe ball mount. Now take your right hand and grab onto your left foot. Right hand, left foot. Rise up and extend your left leg towards the front of the room. Reach your left hand to the back of your mat so you rise into a twist. If your foot slipped out of your hand, just bend your knee and grab your knee here. Now lengthen out your left side waist. Think of squeezing the right hip up, engaging your right glute as your left hip drops down. Lift your gaze, tall through your spine. Straighten your right leg, lift an inch taller, full breath in. Engage your obliques and your core, twist out. Left leg stays straight to half moon pose. Just sweep it back. Reach your right fingertips down towards the ground or a block. Dink. And then squeeze your shins. Even though your legs are really far apart, can you squeeze your shins in towards a sense of midline? Feel how that anchors like the inner ankle and the inner arch of your foot and provides stability all the way up the inner thighs. Hold here. Maybe you bend your back knee and grab your foot with your hand, but also stay strong with your arm, like your hand is trying to pull your foot towards your glute. One more big breath. Standing split, close your hips, both hands down. We're gonna do 2 standing splits, so my people that are handstand happy, maybe use this one as a warm-up. Lengthen your spine. Strengthen your right quad. That muscle is gonna wanna relax because, right, I can balance here without really strengthening it. But if you squeeze the right quad, it will help to provide that sense of grounding so that you can deepen your fold and maybe bring one hand behind your ankle. Maybe bring both. Take 3 more breaths and use the movement of your breath to help pull your head towards the floor. Bend your right knee as you release hands to ground. Float back. Drop your left knee all the way down. Melt your hips forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Low lunge. Slight upper back bend. And then place your hands down on the mat. Straighten out your right leg to half split. Continue to walk your hands back. Your left foot should stay flexed. Sit onto your left heel. Good. And then float your left knee up off of the mat. Lift your chest tall. Squeeze your right quad to lift your right leg, and even give the sense of your belly pulling your thigh bone back. And then maybe lift one or both hands to your heart center. Focus your breath. Focus your gaze. Keep trying until we move on. Everybody, both hands down, right leg up towards the ceiling, standing split once again with your left leg down. And hold your standing split, or take your handstand hops. I would be handstanding with you if I wasn't completely surrounded by furniture right outside of the view here. 3 big breaths, or 3 more hops. 1 more breath. Curl your right knee in towards your chest. You're going to reverse it as you lift your left heel high. Keep your right foot off the ground. Sit your hips back towards your left heel. Extend your right leg all the way forward. And then you're going to crawl forward as you plant your right foot. Bend your right knee. Crescent, warrior, big inhale. Lift your left knee all the way up towards the ceiling. Arms up 2. Breathe in. Hinge forward. Step your left foot to meet your right. Hands together at your heart. Twist to the right. Good. Open your arms out wide. Reach towards the floor with your left fingertips. Towards the ceiling with your right. One long line from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Breathe in length. Breathe out. Twist deep from your belly button. Crescent warrior. Keep pushing your feet down. This isn't crescent, this is chair. Okay, I'm working just as hard as you guys. Rise all the way up to stand. Pull your upper arm bones back. Keep pushing from your pelvis to your feet down into the floor, and then lift up from your belly to your fingers to the ceiling. Full breath in. Full breath out. Sit back and down into chair. Hands to your heart. Curl your right knee up as you stand on your left leg, just waking up the strength of your left quad and your shin. And then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Sit back. Back is the key word. Hips back. Push your left heel down. Stay strong and engaged in your right foot, toes flexed. And just imagine dropping your right knee towards the floor. Amidst all of this strength, maybe you're feeling an opening through the outer right hip. Hinge forward to use the weight of your upper body to help anchor you in the pose. 2 big breaths. Find 1 point to focus. 1 more breath. Take your left hand to your right foot. Lift into a twist. Extend your right leg forward. Reach your right fingertips back. Grow tall through your left heel. Strengthen up your knee. Reach up taller through the spine and crown of your head, and then breathe. Keep pushing and stabilizing your left heel, your left knee. Belly lifts. 1 more breath. Can you maintain a strong right leg as you sweep it back to half moon pose? Strengthen up your left leg as you tip forward over your hip. Left fingertips to the ground. And then reach up. Turn your right toes all the way to the right. Right fingertips spread out wide. And then contract your right shoulder blade to spine and open your chest. Roll your right hip on top of your left to open your hips. Big breath. Lengthen, create space and opening. And then slowly forward fold over your left leg, standing split. The strength of your left leg will help to anchor you so you can teeter your upper body forward. So keep reminding, right leg strong, spine long. Maybe you find enough strength in your right leg that you can start to remove some of your foundation, bringing one hand around your ankle or both. And then bend into your left knee. Touch your right toes to the back of your mat. Drop your right knee down. Big inhale, open up your right hip. Pull up from the pelvic floor through your fingers. Create an opening through your chest with a slight upper back bend. And then release your hands down to the ground. Flex your right toes under. Straighten out your left leg to half split. Just a moment there. Lengthen the hamstring in your spine. And then slide your hands back. Lift your right knee up. Find a balance on your right big toe ball mound. Lift your chest. And then use quad, deep hip muscles, and even your core. Lift your left foot and pull the leg back. So it's a lifting, and even though it looks like it's reaching out, you're actually actively sucking the thigh bone in. Find your balance. One spot. Train your gaze to stay steady. It will help to steady the mind. Train the breath to stay steady. It will help to balance the body. Standing split. Hands to the ground. Curl your left leg all the way up towards the ceiling and forward fold over your right leg. Hold or hop 3 breaths. Lift halfway up. Curl your left knee in towards your chest. Lift your right heel high. Slowly keep curling knee to chest as you lower your hips to your right heel. Shoot your left leg forward towards the top of your mat. And then crawl your left foot down, bend your left knee. With an inhale, sweep. Hands up, right knee lifts. Crescent warrior. Hinge forward. Chair pose, both feet together. Hands to your heart. Twist to the left. Open your arms out wide. Maybe sit your hips back and down so that your fingertips almost touch, or maybe your fingertips can touch. Either way, can you lift up longer through your left fingers? Chair pose. Rise up to stand. Push from your pelvis down through the soles of your feet like you're rooting into the earth. From there, grow taller from your belly to your fingers. Full breath, get a little longer. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Oh, bring a hand to your heart, a hand to your belly. So if you're anything, if you sound anything like me right now, then it's easy to really grasp the sense of the breath, right? It feels like I'm about to lose it, so it's like, I can grab onto that fact, right? That effort in my breath, the effort in the beat of my heart. Even the temperature of my skin, right? My body's working a little bit harder, so I'm feeling a little bit less neutral and more warm. And so use all of those things all those senses to help ground you in this moment. Maybe you're super cool, calm, and collected, then you can still anchor into more subtle sensations like the feeling of your feet on the floor, the length of your spine. And then, of course, the breath is there, always there. So everyone anchor into your breath. Together, take a big breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4. This time, hold your inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly. 3, 2, 1. And hold your exhale. 3, 2, 1. 2 more rounds. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Can you count your inhale and feel your inhale? Come back to a normal breath. Open your eyes, stretch your arms all the way up to mountain pose. With an exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Oh, it's been a minute since we did this, so take your up dog and hold your upward facing dog. Can you lengthen out the tops of your ankles, lift your knees strong, push down through your hands to grow taller through your head. Hold, hold, back body contracting, front body opening if it feels good. Just turn your hips side to side and swivel your head over your shoulder. Downward facing dog. Stay long. Reach your heels down, and if they touch, get a little bit longer. From your upper inner thighs, curl your tailbone and sit bones a little higher. Push the earth away with your hands so your shoulders rise to your ears. Keep pushing down, but roll your shoulders away from your ears. Take one more big breath. And lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee and open up your hip. Curl your right knee in towards your chest. Step your right foot between your hands. Drop your back knee down. Low lunge, inhale, reach up. Low lunge, twist. Reach your right fingertips towards your left leg, or even maybe to the floor. Lengthen your left arm all the way back. Keep pushing your right foot down for stability. Take one more breath. Place your left hand down on the ground, right hand to the ceiling. Curl your right heel up towards your glutes. And then maybe you grab onto, oh, that's your left foot. Grab onto your left foot with your right hand. Let your right knee spiral away from the midline, but stay actively pushing through the pinky edge side of your right foot. And then kick into your hand, but stay strong through your arms as you rotate your chest open. If you don't have a hold of your foot, it's okay. Keep reaching. Stay where you are. Every position is a transition. Every position is just getting us towards this final ending posture, Shavasana, no matter what it looks like. Stay. Take 3 more breaths. The work is to anchor into now through sensation. Use the breath to calm the fluctuations of the mind. 1 more breath. And then gently release. Untwist your upper body. Lift your back knee up and turn towards the left with your whole upper body and your right toes. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Wide legs, forward fold. Stretch your arms behind you. As you bring your hips forward, right over the ankles, lift your kneecaps, engage the quads, and then even let your belly help to pull your low back closer to your thighs, or like you're going in between your legs. Stay in this deep, more restorative fold, or if you still have energy to burn, then come up into an inversion. If you're inverted, slowly make your way all the way back down. And with an inhale, lift halfway up to a flat back. And then walk your hands to the back of your mat. Step to high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Hold your up dog, lengthen your ankles. Push the floor away, strong shoulders. Lift through the base of your skull. Downward facing dog. Stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling and open up your hip. Curl your left thigh in towards your chest. Place your left foot between your hands. Anjaneyasana, drop your back knee down. Big inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Open arm twist to the left. Stretch your fingers apart. Pull your chest apart and then tip your left fingertips towards the floor. Maybe you touch the floor. Maybe you use your right leg as a prop and reach your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling and back. Push through your left foot, strengthen your right glutes, lengthen the back of your neck and soften your face. Draw your belly in to place your right hand on the mat. Left hand comes up towards the ceiling. Twist, open chest, and then bend your right knee. Grab your right foot with your left hand. Galaxy pose, roll onto the pinky edge side of your left foot. Stay strong in your foundation, so push your right hand down. Ground the pinky edge side of your left foot. Strengthen up your right arm and your left foot so you have a strong connection between hand and foot. And from there, from the strength, you peel open your spine. You peel open your chest. Steady gaze, steady breath. One more. With control, release. Lift your right knee. Turn towards the right, wide legs. Forward folds. This time shorten your stance slightly. Bring your left hand to your right ankle or shin, whatever you can grab. If you can't quite grab, then just place your hand on the ground towards your right foot. Spiral your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath. Bring your hand forward, right hand forward. Pull your right shoulder blade back. Deepen the twist there. And then untwist. Walk your right hand towards your left foot. Again, it can be on the ground, or you can grab onto your leg. Left arm comes up. Can you bring your left hand forward into the periphery of your gaze? Keep it there. Squeeze your left shoulder blade to your spine so the strength of your upper back helps to twist your spine and open your chest. And then breathe into the space. Acknowledge it a little bit farther as you inhale and expand your collarbones. Exhale, untwist your upper body, lift halfway up. Turn towards the top of your mat. Step both feet together. And then go ahead and sit down all the way onto a seat. Soles of your feet together. I recommend going really long with your stance so your feet are really far away from your upper body. The only reason I recommend this is because it gets a little bit more into the outer hips. Closer, you get more into the inner thighs, but we did a lot of inner thigh stuff already. So this is kind of like, gets towards the same sort of opening you might feel in like a half pigeon. Hinge forward. Soften any tension in your face. So the beautiful thing about a challenging asana practice, I think, is that it brings whatever's happening internally up to the surface, right? Right up to the skin. Like the body gets hot, it gets sweaty, the heart rate feels like it's pounding right up against the skin of your chest. So the whole internal world gets a little bit louder. And with that effort, it makes it easier to hear, right? So then once we can hear, it's like, okay, I hear you, I see you, internal working, internal universe. Now can I let you quiet down? The heart rate slows down, the breath slows down, the temperature of the body comes a little bit more towards normal. But still stay connected and in deep listening. Breathe big into your back body. Curl yourself all the way up. Extend out your left leg. Bring the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Twist towards your right leg and left leg. Hinge over your left leg. Keep behind your left knee soft so you're not pushing the back of your knee into the ground. But at the same time, imagine pulling your left thigh bone back deep into the hip socket. Lengthen right behind your heart. Lift yourself halfway up. Place your left forearm to the inside of your left shin, or maybe your left hand just comes down. Side body stretch. Rotate your right ribs on top of your left. Whatever part of your left arm or hand is touching the ground, can you push it into the floor? Help to rotate your left ribs under your right, and that will give more freedom for your right ribs to float on top of your left. Now lengthen your right elbow. Reach through your right pinky finger and pull your left toes towards your right fingers. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Place your right hand behind your back. Sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Point your left toes and then roll up onto the top of your right shin and plant the sole of your left foot. Squeeze your glutes. Push through your right arm and rotate your hips and chest up towards the ceiling. Soften your face. Breathe in so that your inhale touches the expansiveness between your left toes and your left fingers. And then exhale, slowly lower your hips all the way back down to the mat. And tall spine and switch sides. Extend your right leg. Sole of your left foot comes up against the right inner thigh. Lift yourself tall and twist toward your right leg. Hinge forward. Draw your right thigh bone into the hip. Lengthen out your low back. Once you create as much length as you can in your spine, then bring your right shin to the inside, or your right forearm to the inside of your right shin. Ground down to rotate your left side body open. Stay actively reaching through your left fingers. Reach to pull your left ribs away from the top of your left hip, opening up the side waist, your obliques, all the muscles that connect your spine to your pelvis. And lift yourself up tall. Place your left hand behind your back. Stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Curl yourself up onto your left shin. And then ground down into your left shin. Push through your left hand. And then float your hips and heart open. One more big breath. Slowly lower your hips all the way down. Come back to center. Curl both knees in toward your, actually just come into a comfortable seat. Sorry, my mouth was saying something, but my body was really doing the right thing. It's a good point to get to in practice. Your body starts to speak for you. Okay, so comfortable seat wherever you are. Take a big breath in, reach up. And then twist over your right leg. So place your left hand down on your right knee and stretch your right fingers towards the back of the floor. Lift up tall. Exhale, twist. Untwist up to center. Full breath in, reach up. Exhale, twist. Right hand to left knee. Lift tall, breathe in. Twist from your belly and your upper back as you breathe out. Come back to center. Take your comfortable seat. Stay with me here for one more round of breath work. Kumbhaka, it's one of my favorite. I've been trying to end every practice with it. It is just your longest inhale, your longest hold, your longest exhale, your longest holds. I don't mean just to belittle it. It's actually a very challenging practice to really work on that space, that transition between your breath. So when you hold your breath for as long as you can, instead of gasping and pushing the air out so quickly, slow that transition down. Stay in the control. It takes a ton of focus. Okay, you're focusing past the discomfort and the chaos that comes from holding your breath for a very long period of time. Okay, but you can do it. You're prepared. Close your eyes. Start by just lengthening your breath. And then begin when you're ready. Your longest inhales. We'll just do it for about a minute here, so not long. Holding your inhale as long as you can. Slow down your exhale so your exhale is long, and then hold the pit of your exhale as long as you can. Thank you for joining me. Continue your breath work. Continue your practice. Namaste.